Continuing our theme about simplifying what you need to know about the geography of Israel so it becomes a little less scary and overwhelming, I wanted to just sort of point out a few cities that if you can sort of memorize these and pin your hat to them, you'll find your reading of the Old Testament in particular, as well as sometimes the New Testament as well, will be far more enriched as you begin to develop a mental image of what's going on in the story. As I noted before, I have a few cities listed. I'd like to begin with the most northern and then to the most southern city that's commonly mentioned in the Bible. It's called from Dan to Beersheba. Now Dan is up here, way up north, and then Beersheba down here to the south. And what you may not know is that's approximately 150 miles. And the distance between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River is approximately 50 miles. So Israel is about 3 times as tall as it is wide. So it's really a small piece of land in the world. It's about the size of modern-day Vermont, or sometimes people say New Jersey as well. But the phrase Dan to Beersheba is commonly used in the Old Testament to just talk about the entire land of Israel. It's what we would say from sea to shining sea in modern-day parlance. The rest of the cities you'll be probably familiar with if you've read anything in the Old Testament. We have Hatzor, we have Megiddo, Samaria, the final capital of the northern kingdom, Shechem, which was a cultic site where Joshua brought the people of Israel to do their antiphonal chant as they were reestablishing the covenant of Moses. Bethel was one of the northern kingdom's temple areas that became very excoriated by the prophets. Of course, Jericho of Joshua fame, and then of course Jerusalem. Hebron was where Abraham and his wife were ultimately buried. Just a kind of a little historical note, with Joshua attacking here at Jericho, he then went south to Lachish, conquered the city of Lachish, and then moved north all the way to Hatzor. So you can see how sometimes the biblical narrative really shrinks things down that took a lot longer than what the Bible makes you think. So he had to do some moving of his troops to conquer all these various cities, where in us, we're just reading it in a few verses' time. I hope as you begin to memorize these particular locations, it gives you that sort of skeleton framework to help you understand and read with more enrichment and with a mental vision of what's happening within the Bible, so that when you need to go to a Bible atlas, it'll actually make a little bit more sense for you as you get to that.